this is our dinette area.
Meep, meep. Road note.
This is a mess. Welcome back to Road Notes. So we have decided that we have had it with this dinette. The dinette is nothing but a storage area, and it has just become completely impractical. We don't eat at it. I can only work at it for a short period of time before it becomes cumbersome. So we have made the decision to go ahead and take the dinette out, and we're going to replace it with office space that you can still eat at, obviously, but office space with storage. So this is the clutter we have going on right at this moment, and it is just awful. So over it. So it may come out good or it may come out really horrible, but we're gonna try. So this is the one side of the dinette which we have the drawer, but as you can see, there's a lot of wasted space in this back piece. So now we're trying to figure out how to take it apart because there's two different kinds of flooring there. All right, as you can see, we're ready to build. We moved today and we stopped at Lowe's on the way in. It got everything we needed, put it in the RV directly. So somebody's got a lot going on out here.
That's a fucking problem.
And we have a problem already. What you doing?
No idea, really.
Awesome. This is going to be great.
Figure it out as we go.
This ought to be a great table.
Right now, just trying to frame it out.
All right. So we had a minor glitch here. We have to work on this section back here because it makes it uneven. But also when you put a folding chair, you're a little too close to the edge. So now we have to reconfigure, and we're taking off, what, 3 inches?
Yeah.
3 inches less. All right, we're gonna try this again. Let's see, cleaned out some of the back area where there was extra foam. All right, slow and steady here, getting there. All right, after a little bit of doing, we've got this piece done now, and then we have to build for the CO2 and the electrical outlet. We're trying to drill into the floor now.
It's in.
Ran into a little bit of an issue on the back piece. Tell them.
No, you tell. Well, we can't secure it to the floor.
Right.
So this is solid here. This is bolted to the floor. This won't let us. Just maybe metal, but
We're thinking it's the slide, something up with the slide, but it won't let us. All it does is raise the
it's not gonna matter.
The back up. So we've got a frame now.
Yeah, this is all solid. It's not going anywhere. So this, yeah.
All right. So now we've got an L extension that we're building so that we can use this for storage. It's going to have a shelf in the middle, and then it'll be 2 pieces. So it'll be a lot easier to store some things.
Just to give us a little extra 30. 232.
All right, so now we have a wall. Well,
Preliminary.
kind of,
But you
right? Preliminary
start
wall.
seeing the idea.
And we were able to get a cutout for the wiring for the CO2 monitor and the outlet. So now we're just got to build some shelves and put it all together. All right, so it's day 2 of the project here, and we are gonna finish framing this out for the tabletop. And as you can see, we were able to put the side in with a hole for all the wiring in case we ever need work done. And then we're going to work on a tabletop and hopefully get this project on the move. All right, we got a frame.
Yeah, frame-ish.
Tell them what we got.
Well, piece of the frame.
What are we doing now?
Thinking about the next step. Well, we gotta frame this in.
He's thinking.
We gotta frame this in.
So now we're gonna frame in the end.
We just made a change to it.
So this
Changing
area,
it as we go.
This area here, he went out to the store and I realized this area here would hold Zoe's food perfectly and get it away from the main area here, make it a lot neater. So we're gonna redesign. All right, you see we've got a frame now for the drawers. So we're gonna have 4 drawers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, 4 components, but
Yeah.
two doors. But it'll be 4 storage areas. And there's a bracing now for the frame. What size wood is this you've been using?
It's just like a 1x2.
1x2. And then he's just been cutting it to size. All right, now we got crossbars for the tabletop. Keep it stronger.
Yeah, it's getting
It's
Pretty
secured
tight.
to the wall of the RV,
pretty tight right now.
and it's also secured to the floor, so it's nice and strong. Now you can see we've got the frame coming in for the front piece and the back. Now we have a complete frame. Now we just need to get some shelves and a tabletop, and then make the walls. So you can kind of see what our overall plan is. We want to be able to store the dog's food in here, but be able to open it so it won't run away when you travel. So this piece is perfect for that, and then the countertop will be able to hold things. And then this area will eventually be 2 workspaces that you could still dine at, and then we're going to have all the rest storage. So I just got home from work, and somebody's been busy and forgot to video. We have shelves coming into play here.
A shelf, yeah.
Got a shelf. And we've also got pieces for a front. And then we got to do some work for an outlet, but it's coming along. All right, coming along. We got a countertop.
Oh, pretty lightweight.
It's really light. Look how easy it is for him to carry it.
Yeah, there's nothing to it.
We ordered it on Amazon from a company called Kaboon, and we're gonna see if it fits. So, as you can see, I mean, it's very bright in here right now. Let me lower the shade so you can see a little bit better. So this is a solid
Might be
piece
too dark now.
of what they call, it's a laminate wood, so it's gonna be water resistant and it doesn't need to be stained. It can be cleaned very easily, and this whole piece weighed, according to Amazon, weighed 30 pounds, but it really is, it's got to be less than that. So the problem right now is right here, so we're gonna have to notch out this piece so that it's not buff up against here. All right, so we notched out this corner now, and now it's better because now we can make it more flush with the wall.
Flush is good.
It's not quite flush back there. We got to move it over a little. But you can see the colors look really good in here. All right, so Mark notched out this area here because it was slightly uneven and it wasn't quite meeting flush. So now we can get another piece to come over in this section. As you can see, this is a solid countertop that is nice and level.
Pretty plump.
And it looks good. So now what did you do?
What?
What did you do? Why are you doing those?
Well, I'm going to make my own little brackets for the table to secure it. It's going to get down here basically holding it in place like this. We're going to nail this to the wall. Then we have little
the L bracket
little
things?
brackets
Okay.
from here to the table.
All right.
And we're going to go. Nice one. Right there.
Okay. We have a countertop, ladies and gentlemen,
Yep.
and it's solid.
Yep.
So now is the challenge of finding another piece to put here. So what we decided to do was temporarily we're going to cut a piece of plywood and double it up to make it solid. So if I need to just paint it versus having another solid, we're good. So we're building a plywood section right now so that we can at least use this corner until we figure out what we're doing, and then we need to attach everything and paint it, and then we're going to come up with another plan for this. Now we have a solid piece up here, and we're going to put a couple 2x4s, that this really nice wood that looks like butcher block, we're going to put that on top of here, and then we're going to add another one here and make it look like a shelf, a little bit of a step. All right, well now we have a solid top. It's going to be a little too difficult to find another piece of this that we're not going to have to cut at least half of it off because of the width. It runs into the chair. So what we decided to do is we used these regular like 1/4-inch boards, and then we're gonna take some nice wood that looks almost like a butcher block, and we're gonna put them on top, coming across the space, and then they're gonna get painted, and then we'll do the cabinets. So it's kind of the general concept, but it's going to step up a little bit.
So we have a little lip here.
It's going to be a lip from there, so they're all going to get painted first.
Nothing rolls off.
And then we'll have a second set that's going to be notched out here, and then Mark will build the cabinet doors. But I can at least store stuff in here now, and start getting it a little bit more organized, because we can actually work in the space. We just need chairs now. So the next thing we're going to do is tear up this floor and reuse this part in the bathroom where we're having a little bit of an issue with the shower. We're going to need that later. And we bought some peel and stick tile that matches really nicely. And we also picked out some paint samples that are going to look really good with all of this. So we're going to tear this up. On to the next. All right, so now you can see the floor. It's very sticky, so I've got a great surface to put the peel and stick on. So we're going to start in the corner there, and we're going to work this way, putting it on. Here we go now. So we've got basic flooring down. One of the problems is you've got two different levels here. So there's a couple of pieces that are not sticking as well. So I may have to get some extra glue for them, and we have to put the rail back on the end here. So
finish this piece. It's
going to need a little bit of love here in the corners, but overall it looks pretty good. We might need a little bit of grout. Alright, so the floor is basically down here. We have to do a little work putting some of the pieces, holding them down a little bit better, and then some work in the corner. So the tile is all in now, and I'm bending it down so we can put the groove on. And I'm working on the side pieces now here. This one here. Okay, well, you can kind of see the floor is setting now. It's a little bit of a shadow. But it's all set, so I just need to do a little bit of work, and then we have to put the base back on. And I was able to get the side piece put in and clean up the back here, so it's not quite as noticeable. All right, so we added the top boards, and now they're all screwed in and secure. We're going to add a lip here, and now it's flush, so we can paint. And we got two colors of paint that are a light gray that are going to complement each other, and we need to still buy doors. We went to Lowe's, and the wood cutting equipment had caught fire, so no wood. As you can see, the floor is in now, and we put in the base. I still have to get some more glue to fix the end, and I did some of the trim work over here, and it's secure now, so it's starting to come together. This is Dinette project day number 47, and we finally were able to get the wood for the doors. We had a lot of problems with the local hardware stores. So he's going to frame it out, and we're going to put the doors on, and then we'll be ready to paint. So we've got one cabinet up, and it's a tight fit, so the hinges are kind of, there's a little bit of a gap, but we needed to have that for the hinge to move. We officially have doors.
Kind of, yeah.
What do you mean, kind of?
Well, got no handle.
Well, no, but we have doors. Okay, so we had to wait a few weeks to paint because we had some weather and it was too hot in here to do. So today's a really cool day and we're expecting a weather front, so we're going to get it done today. I've got 2 colors of paint that we're going to do. Let's see if I can show you here. They look very similar when you see them here. One is a little bit darker, so we're going to do an accent and the regular color. All right, so here's the first coat. I know it looks kind of white, but it's actually going to be a grayish color when it's finished. All right, we're starting to get there. Right now the color is a little lighter than what we thought it was going to be, but we'll see. All right, so as you can see, I ended up adding the darker color that we had because this is just a little bit too light. And I'm not going for perfection here because this is just plywood, which we needed to use for weight to make things lighter. But you can see that the paint is starting to dry and it's like a really, really light gray, almost like an off-white. So what I decided to do was, instead of leaving the wood plain, what I did was whitewash it. So it's still got a little bit of color, but as you can see, it matches the counter pretty well. All I did was take a little bit of this, rub it in to the paint, and then use a sponge, scrub it in, wet it, and then wash the board. And it's looking pretty good. I just finished it, so I'm just watching for any changes that I need to make. So it needs a little touch-up work, but it's painted. And I ended up with this on the whitewash top. Now the problem is that it's a little too white, even though this is supposed to be gray. So we may end up trading this out later. I don't know. Tell us what you think in the comments below, because it is kind of light. I mean, it's a different, if you look at the wood, it's a stark contrast, but it might look good after a few days. We'll see. All right, well, we kind of have a finished product here. We have one little thing we still need to do, and that's this. We have to we're going to use a curtain because it's too hard to fit a door on here. So we're going to do it like a curtain style with this. Zozo likes the idea. So we're going to do that. But as you can see, it's pretty much done. I'm using a piece of a rug right now to hold the fruit so it doesn't damage the whitewash. I decided not to polyurethane this. I'm going to see how it wears, and then if it needs it, then we'll polyurethane it. But it matches pretty well. It's starting to look a little bit more gray now that it's settling in some. Matches pretty nicely. We may go a little bit darker or do some accent on the doors themselves with some wood cutouts at a later point, but for right now it looks good, and we were able to reattach this. So from dinette to workspace. Well, it was a lot of work, honestly. How many months we've been doing this? It was 2 months?
I don't know about
two or 3 months. It was 2 or 3 months worth of work in between.
But not constantly.
No,
working.
it was just
A little bit when we had time.
A little bit here and there. Yeah.
When we were motivated enough to do it.
Pretty much. And so.
But she's done for now.
It's done, and we have a lot of storage space inside now.
Did you show inside?
Actually, you know what? It's kind of a mess still. We haven't quite configured it.
Yeah, but there is a lot of storage.
There is quite a bit of storage in here, so you can kind of get the gist of what we've got.
Yeah.
So
it's more than we had.
A lot of storage room.
I have. It's more than it was with the dinette.
Correct. Way more.
Yeah.
And it just needs organized now and all kind of reset. So the nice thing about this is the weight is so much better.
Less.
It is a lot less, even though, you know, you can see some imperfections in the wood from the paint, but it's just plywood. But when you look at what we had before and how heavy it was, and then this, the slide isn't struggling nearly as much. When you hear it come in, you can definitely tell there's a difference in the way the motor sounds. So,
that was it.
Got some workspace now.
Project complete.
Check.
Hope you liked this video / project.
Yes, indeed.
Any comments, ideas, suggestions, leave them below for us.
Yep, and if we end up doing a little bit darker paint later on, we'll show that to you because we plan on doing an Onyx update video to show you everything that we've done.
Sure. All right, guys, if you haven't done so, good time to subscribe.
Yep.
And
we'll see you soon.
see you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.